Hey you guys, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell. Now let's start. Chapter 4, Itachi Uchiha. It had been 1.5 years since Jiraiya had left the village along with Naruto. And while things on the surface seemed to be fine, the village was actually in complete turmoil. Hiruzen's most trusted Umbu commander had retired from Umbu and just become a everyday jounin, and much to the ire of the aged Hokage, said former Umbu captain Kakashi Hatake had become even less reliable to show up on time than ever before. That was however the least of Hiruzen Sarutobi's troubles however. Over the last few years relations between the Uchiha clan and the rest of the village had deteriorated. Konoha was on the verge of civil war and negotiations were going nowhere. Hiruzen knew that he had to act before it was too late, but the only option that was left to him seemed far too extreme. Unfortunately, the longer the talks went on while going nowhere, the more obvious it became that they would have to go through with the plan that was put forward by his longtime rival and advisor Shimura Danzo. His solution was to wipe out the entire Uchiha clan before they caused any lasting damage to the village. The Hokage had at first completely dismissed the idea as impossible and refused to even consider it. However, his agent he had inside the clan spying on them only brought grave news. Itachi Uchiha loved his family, but he loved Konoha even more. His loyalty lay not with his father and the Uchiha clan like they believed, but with the Hokage. So when talk of a coup d'etat intensified, Itachi went straight to the Hokage. Arriving at the Hokage's door, Itachi knocked twice, and entered soon after receiving the call to enter from his leader. "Ah, Itachi-kun, please tell me you have some good news for me," the Hokage said hopefully. "I'm sorry Hokage-sama, but no I don't. My family are more determined than ever. I can see no way of this ending without bloodshed. I have to throw my support behind Danzo's plan," Itachi said solemnly. "You know what that would mean, don't you?" Hiruzen asked. Sadness soaked his voice. "Yes, I am aware of what will happen. I will take on the task myself. I cannot let the burden fall to anyone else. But there are those within the clan that still love Konoha as it is, my friend Shisui for one," Itachi said. "I am aware of this. It is why I am so opposed to the idea. We can't let there be a single strand to trace this back to the Hokage's office, otherwise it will have the same effect as the coup d'etat and the village will fall into a civil war with all of the clans looking for power regardless. If they think we simply wiped out the clan because I thought they were becoming too powerful, or simply a pain in the ass, the others will rebel in fear that they might be next," Hiruzen explained. "So in other words they all have to die," Itachi surmised. "As much as I hate to say it, if we do go through with this, then yes, they must all die, and we can play you off as being away from the clan on the night and thus the sole survivor," Hiruzen said. "What if I took the blame, but left someone else alive? I could leave the village and become a missing ninja," Itachi said as a thought crossed his mind. "But Itachi-kun, that is insane. You will be hunted by bounty hunters and hunter-nin from all over the world, and even Konoha. You would be damning yourself to a life on the run, and I wouldn't even be able to help you any more than giving you a head start," the Hokage said in shock. "I know. But I don't care. It is the only way I can live with what I will have to do," Itachi said. "Very well, who is it that you want to save?" Hiruzen asked. "My little brother Sasuke. He is innocent and I can't bring myself to kill him. He means too much to me," Itachi replied. "I see. Well then I accept your plan. You may go about executing it in any way you see fit, but I have one last thing I can offer. You find my apprentice Jiraiya. He is traveling with someone you know quite well. When you find him, give him this message. He will be able to keep you far safer than if you were alone. He is not currently registered as a shinobi of Konoha, so helping you will not constitute treason," the old Sarutobi explained. "That is a very good idea, Hokage-sama. I believe I will take you up on that offer," Itachi said, taking the letter from Hiruzen with a bow. "Oh, and Itachi, one last thing," the Hokage said, stopping the young Uchiha before he could leave. "Yes, Hokage-sama?" Itachi asked. "Good luck, and I am so sorry," the Hokage replied. "Thank you, Hiruzen-sama," Itachi said before slipping out of the room like he was never even there. "Kami, I am getting too old for this, and the only two people who I would even consider to take up the role of Hokage will not return to the village. Otsunadeheim, can't you see you are perfect for this job? If only you didn't blame the village or the position of Hokage for your terrible loss," Hiruzen thought as he picked up his pipe from the desk and lit up. Academy. Life at the academy had not changed. The class still seemed to have a role which had been passed on to Shikamaru after Naruto had left, and the top of the class, which had always been one Sasuke Uchiha. The only real change in the past year had been the emergence of Hinata Hyuga as the top-ranked kunoichi who excelled at almost every level and was only beaten by Sasuke in the kunao and shuriken skills, and taijutsu, and Sakura Haruno in the theory. In fact, the class had moved on so smoothly that they had all forgotten about the blonde-haired whisker-marked troublemaker that used to terrorize the village and classroom with his antics at any chance he got. Very good class. As you know, it is customary to allow a young ninja or kunoichi to attempt the graduation exams once they reach the age of 10, as most of you have made it to that age now. I would like to ask if any of you would like to attempt the exams in a little over a week's time, the head teacher Irika asked the class. Several cocky-looking children from civilian families who had parents on the civilian council raised their hand and went to collect a form. Is that all? I would have thought you would be attempting the exam, Sasuke, and you too, Hinata. You both have enough skill to pass the exam, Irika said. No. My brother said that the best way to be prepared and get stronger is to stay in the academy and learn as much as I can to make sure that I am ready for what I might face in the real world. I could graduate now, but I might hold my team back and that could get us all killed, Sasuke said. I too do not wish to take the exam for similar reasons, Hinata said in her typical shy fashion. Very well, and Sasuke, that is a very mature way to look at things. Make sure you listen to your father in the future. He is after all the biggest genius to come out of Konoha since the Yondaime Hokage and the Sun in, Irika said. Yeah, but one day I am going to become even greater than he is. I might not do it right away, because he is really strong, but you just wait, they will be calling me the genius of the Uchiha clan in no time at all, Sasuke said confidently, causing a large section of the girls in the class to swoon over the Uchiha. Well, if you work hard enough, I have no doubt that you will. And working hard here is the best place to start. That is a lesson for all of you. You need to work hard for your dreams to come true, Irika said. Working hard is just too troublesome. Shikamaru mumbled before snoring, indicating that he was asleep the whole time. I'm sorry, Shikamaru, next time I will say people who don't dream about sleeping all day and watching clouds need to work hard. Irika yelled, using his big head jutsu, successfully waking the sleeping Nara. Troublesome was all Shikamaru said in response before laying his head back onto the desk. Land of Swamps. Naruto was standing in a battle-ready stance waiting for an attack he knew could come at any moment or from any direction. Finally he heard the yell of a jutsu. Doton, Earth Dragon Bullet, came a voice from seemingly all around Naruto, and he quickly saw to his left a large dragon head made of mud was opening its mouth before firing a large chunk of mud at the young blonde. Raiden. Electromagnetic murder, Naruto yelled, sending what looked like a massive web of lightning rushing forward, annihilating the mud dragon. Katon, Flame Bullet, the voice yelled again. Shinra Tensei. Naruto yelled, and the flames seemed to die out. I thought I told you not to use that in this exercise. You are supposed to be countering my moves with the correct nature manipulation, using your gravity is cheating, the voice said, and Jiraiya seemed to rise up from the swamp completely clean. Sorry, Sensei, I still don't have the hang of Sutten completely. I can use it alright, but I was unsure of what jutsu to use and then I sorta panicked, Naruto admitted, lowering his head. That's alright, after all that is what this exercise is for. If you can fight without using any of your special powers gifted to you by those eyes of yours other than the basic elemental manipulation and increased chakra control, when you get into a real fight you will be that much stronger, Jiraiya said. Yes, Sensei, I understand. I think I need to practice the Sutten jutsu you gave me more though, Naruto admitted. Well, we can get to work later. Let's find a place to rest, the old toad sage suggested and beckoned Naruto to follow him. Why are we in the land of swamps anyway, Sensei? It stinks here, Naruto complained. I'm following someone, and I don't want them to get away, Jiraiya said. You mean that weird pale old teammate of yours that you had me hide from? Naruto asked. Yes, and the last thing we need is for him to get a glimpse of those eyes of yours. There is no telling what he would do if he figured out what they were, Jiraiya said. I still don't understand why we are following him. Every time you get close enough to have an encounter nothing happens. I mean, you don't fight him and you don't like him, so what's the point? Naruto asked. I am doing this for my sensei, the Hokage, Orochimaru, and I used to be his students and now he is a traitor to Konoha, so I am keeping tabs on him. Also, it is best that we keep on the move. We don't want to run into any Leaf Shinobi and have them recognize you after all, Jiraiya said. Fine, let's just keep going. the sooner we get out of this swamp the better, Naruto mumbled. Konoha, morning before the Uchiha massacre, several disappearances had occurred in the past few days, first of all Shisui Uchiha, and then after that several key members of the Uchiha clan all vanished mysteriously. To the clan head Fugaku Uchiha and father to Itachi and Sasuke thought it may have something to do with the Hokage suspecting something and therefore taking out his top men. Itachi walked into the kitchen in the morning with his Umbu mask all ready for the task that lay ahead of him. Itachi, can you help me with my katon jutsu after class today? Sasuke asked eagerly when he saw Itachi enter the room. I'm sorry little brother, I won't finish until late. Why don't you just practice hard in one of the training grounds? Hopefully I can make it there before it gets too dark, Itachi said, knowing he would never be able to show up. If you are supposed to be an Uchiha, you should be helping your brother, not playing the role of a pawn for that old fool Hiruzen, Fugaku said. Fool or not, it is my job father. Sasuke should use this as a chance to work hard to learn what he needs, Itachi said. I don't know where you went wrong boy, such a talented member of this clan and you cling to these pathetic ideals. You will see, when we run this village us Uchiha will be given the respect we deserve, Fugaku stated arrogantly. Respect is earned father, every member of this village earns their own respect, it is not something that can be forced, Itachi said. You won't change, will you? Come Sasuke, after breakfast I will help you with your ninja skills, you can still be a ninja, this clan can be proud of, Fugaku said as he watched Itachi leave and gave a smirk when he saw the young Umbu pause, indicating that he heard what his father had said. The day of work passed uneventfully for Itachi, and just as the sun was setting he knew he needed to act, but first he wanted to make sure Sasuke was out of the way. Itachi found his younger brother walking home. I need more time, I will have to use a genjutsu to get him to take the long way home, Itachi thought, and from the shadows activated his Sharingan. Sasuke seemed to instantly change direction and walk away from the Uchiha compound. That should do it. I will have about an hour. That should be enough, I will just have to be stealthy, Itachi thought as he jumped away and ran over rooftops up to the edge of the Uchiha compound. His first target were the guards who watched for anything suspicious. He waited until they were alone and out of sight before making his move. A shadow clone would take out one while he took out the other, both using the guards' own weapons. After that he knew he had already killed most of the higher-ranking Uchiha ninja. The last one left was his father, and that kill would have to wait until last. Hello, came a voice from behind Itachi. What tha? Who are you? Itachi asked. Oh, I am nobody that is overly important, I just came to offer you my help, I know what you are planning after all, the man who wore an orange spiral mask said. You got behind me without me ever sensing you, you are indeed skilled, but why would you want to help me if you know what I am doing? Itachi said. Well, let's just say, Konoha was not the first thing that this clan has betrayed, the masked man said, taking off his mask and activating his Mangekyo Sharingan. The Mangekyo Sharingan, who are you? Itachi said, not believing his eyes and activating his own set of upgraded Sharingan. It seems I am not the only one with these eyes, you could be useful to me, why not join me after we take out this clan, the man asked. As tempting as that may be, I have some place I need to go and information I need to deliver to someone, so I am going to turn your offer down. I'm afraid, Itachi said. Oh, very well, but word of advice, keep at least one Uchiha alive, you may need their eyes later. The Mangekyo Sharingan has the downside of blinding its users, but after you get a new set of eyes, it will never be a problem again, the masked man said. The only person who could know something like that is Madara. Itachi said in shocked realization. Well, I might be him. Then again I may not, I guess you will never know. Now are you going to sit around all day, or are we going to pass judgment on this traitorous clan, the masked man said, and warped away in a spiral of rippling air. Itachi was certainly confused, but when he heard the scream that seemed to die away he knew that the slaughter had already begun, and either way the Uchiha clan would be all but wiped out that night. Elsewhere in the village, the genjutsu that Itachi had placed on his younger brother had just worn off, and Sasuke seemed to come to his senses, not knowing why he was currently walking down the main street of the village, now quite a long way from his clan compound. Oh man, I'm so late, mother and father will probably be wondering where I am, I need to get home, Sasuke said out loud. And turned around before running as fast as he could towards the Uchiha sector. It had taken quite a while, but once the young Uchiha saw the Konoha police department he knew he was getting close to home. The large entrance to the Uchiha compound came into view and the fan symbol of the Uchiha clan became visible. Sasuke stopped running, not wanting to look like he was worried in front of the guards. But then Sasuke noticed something odd. The guards were not at their post and the compound was silent. That's weird, was there a clan meeting or something? Sasuke thought as he entered the compound, only to realize that all the lights were out. And only the light of the full moon shone down to reveal several large lumps in the middle of the road. Sasuke was intrigued and went to investigate what they were, but in the end, to his horror, he saw the dead body of a member of the Uchiha clan. He checked another. This time it was a kunoichi that worked in the police department. Now that Sasuke's eyes were getting accustomed to the dark, he could see what was surrounding him. Everywhere he looked, more dead bodies. Most looked like they had been killed by a blade, but some seemed to have been burned to a crisp by a katonjutsu. What's going on? Sasuke thought out loud as he ran through the streets towards his home, only to find more and more bodies lying on the ground dead. Finally the young Uchiha came to his house, and this time he finally saw a living Uchiha. The calm, cool and collected face of his brother appeared from the house. "Hello Sasuke," Itachi said flatly with no warmth in his voice at all. "Itachi, what happened here?" Sasuke said with tears forming in his eyes. "I will show you," Itachi said, and his eyes morphed into a three-pointed pinwheel and began to spin. "Tsukuyomi," Itachi said, and Sasuke's world faded and he soon found himself watching a horrifying scene of Itachi killing his mother and father, and then he saw him cut through the rest of the clan. Sasuke's world returned to normal, but he simply collapsed onto his knees as though he too had been fatally wounded. "Why?" Sasuke cried, tears now flowing uncontrollably down his face. "Oh, it's simple really. I wanted to test myself, to become stronger, and I wanted to gain more power. All that is left is you, although now that I see you, I see no purpose in killing you. You are too weak, so grow up and learn to hate me, and then one day when you have eyes like mine, come and find me, maybe then you will be worth my time," Itachi said, and he turned around just as a tear fell from his eyes that he hoped Sasuke did not see. "I need to get out of the village. Hokage-sama said he could buy me some time, but that doesn't mean I can take my time. And besides, I have to go find Jiraiya-sama and give him this letter," Itachi thought, and jumped up in order to leave the village as quickly as possible, only pausing for a small moment in order to give one last look at the village that he loved before leaving it forever. Land of Swamps. Several days later, Naruto and Jiraiya were finally leaving the Land of Swamps after collecting some information on Orochimaru and the Akatsuki. "Well, looks like we can have some time to relax now, kid. Where do you want to go?" Jiraiya asked. "Preferably somewhere that doesn't have massive areas of land that smell like foot," Naruto said, covering his nose as they walked through another swamp. "Yeah, I would say you would prefer some place dry as well. How about we try the Land of Stars? That place is usually pretty good this time of year," Jiraiya said. "Sure, sounds good. Wait, there is someone watching us, I can feel it," Naruto said. "Really?" Jiraiya said, but decided to trust his young pupil. "You have quite a skilled student, Jiraiya-sama," came a voice from behind a tree, and Itachi made his way into view. "Itachi Uchiha, what do you want? I thought I told the old man I wasn't going back to the village, and I am certainly not giving them." "Naruto?" Jiraiya said. "Naruto?" Itachi asked, confused. Then he got a better look at the young man that was standing next to Jiraiya. He had his eyes shut, but that didn't matter, the blonde hair and the whisker marks gave it away. "That is, Naruto-kun. I thought he had died or had been sold to one of the other villages. But that is not why I am here," Itachi said, a hint of shock and relief in his voice. "If that isn't why you are here, then what is?" Jiraiya asked. "I have a letter from Hokage-sama that should explain everything," Itachi said, handing over the letter for Jiraiya to read. Once Jiraiya had finished with the letter, he burned it. "So, you are on the run then? And did any survive?" Jiraiya asked. "Yes, just one, my younger brother Sasuke," Itachi answered. "So, everything went according to plan then?" Jiraiya said. "More or less," Itachi agreed. "Excuse me, do you want to tell me what is going on?" Naruto said, still with his eyes closed. "Itachi here is going to be joining us for the foreseeable future. I guess that means you can open your eyes," Jiraiya said. When Itachi saw the ripple pattern in metallic purple that Naruto's eyes had become, his own eyes widened. He had after all read the ancient tablet hidden under the Uchiha compound. "Impossible. That's the Rinnegan," Jiraiya answered. How is it that Naruto-kun has that dojutsu? Itaki asked. I'm not sure, neither of us are. But ever since I saw it I have been training him to use it. He is already a rather gifted ninja if I do say so myself, Jiraiya said. I see, I think I might actually enjoy being part of this little group. I would also like to train Naruto-kun, if you would allow it, of course, Itaka said. Hey, why not? I'm sure you understand dojutsus far better than I do, but enough of this, let's get a move on. It's wet and smells of mud and dead animals that have been trapped here, Jiraiya said. So now I have two senseis? Can you teach me some Sutenjutsu? Jiraiya sensei is horrible at them, and only knows a few, Naruto asked. I know a couple, but I am predominantly a Katon type. Still, I am sure I can help you out, Itaka said, and the three ninja left ready to continue their journey. Chapter 5, An Unwelcome Reunion. 2 years had passed since the Uchiha massacre, and Sasuke had spent every second of his life that he was not training or in the academy, fantasizing about the day he finally killed Itaki. And today was no exception despite how important the day was. Today was the day he was given his genin team. Across town in the Hokage Tower, Hiruzen Sarutobi was in a council meeting along with the ninja who would be acting as the senseis the following year. Now, I think you know why you are all here. We have to decide on the team placement for this year's genin. The normal way of choosing Team 7, which has been so successful in the past, providing us with such ninja as my own three pupils, the Yondaime and Kakashi Hatake, was to take the top-ranked ninja and Kunoichi along with the bottom of the class. This has been used the past 4 years, but as you know, Kakashi Hatake has failed to pass any of the teams he has been given, the Hokage said. He, probably, just didn't want to do it. I don't know why you would pick such an unreliable ninja to be a sensei. He has become more and more difficult ever since that thing left the village, one of the civilian council members said, who had in the past had run-ins with the copy ninja about the treatment of a certain former resident of Konoha. Yes, and I am sure it is because of people like you that Naruto has left the village and not returned, Kakashi said flatly. I wish I could take the credit. I have sent enough money to Kao Hyuga's family to almost pay for their seals to be removed. The councillor chuckled, ignoring the looks of disgust on the faces of the clan heads and the Hokage. We are getting off topic. If we are to follow Team 7 tradition, then it will be the Team OS Sasuke Uchiha, who was the top ranking among the boys and Rookie of the Year. There was a round of applause from the civilian side of the council room. Yes, thank you. Anyway, the top-ranking Kunoichi was Hinata Hyuga, who finished in third overall behind Sasuke and Shino Abarame. And last in the class was Shikamaru Nara. However, upon looking at young Shikamaru's grades, I found something interesting. He only ever answered half the questions and hit the exact amount of points so he would pass and nothing more. I believe him to be far more skilled than he lets on. However, that would be Team 7. I am sure there will be some objections. There always is, after all. Hiruzen sighed. Yes, Hokage-sama, we requested back when they started the academy that Inokoji and Shikamaru were placed in the same team. Inoichi spoke up, and his statement was greeted with agreeing nods from Choza and Shikaku. Yes, I agree, that would be a formidable team and it has the balance that we know works. I am inclined to agree, but then who do I fill the final place in Team 7 with? Hiruzen asked. As if on cue, a pink-haired woman stood up and the ninja counselors readied to block their ears in case she started screeching like she had so many times in the past. My daughter Sakura should be placed with the Uchiha, the pink-haired Sakebe Haruno screeched, causing the people in her direct vicinity to wince from the pain that their ears had to endure. That may actually work. Sakura's ninja skills were the lowest, but she scored the highest in terms of book smarts and chakra control, which could lead her to becoming a talented support ninja, and with Sasuke being a close to mid-range fighter and Hinata being a close-range fighter, that leads to a balanced team, despite a break from the usual one Kunoichi per group rule. The final team will be a hunting and tracking team and will be Shino Abarame, Kiba and Yazuka, and Sai, Hiruzen said. There were no more objections and the Hokage was able to send the full list of teams to the academy for the head teacher Irika. Several hours later, all the teams had left the academy. Well, that was all except for Team 7. Ga, where is our sensei? Sakura whined. I am sure there will be a good reason that he is late. They are all supposed to be jounin after all, so they are among the top ninja in the village, Hinata said. Several hours later, the silver-haired one-eyed copy ninja casually strolled in. You're late. Sakura screeched, causing Kakashi to wince. I really hoped she would not be like her mother, I guess I can't be that lucky, this might be tough. Ugh, sorry about that, I got lost on the road of life. Anyway, meet me on the roof in 5 minutes, Kakashi said, before disappearing in a puff of smoke. Lost on the road of life? Oh. Why couldn't I have Kurane as my Jounin-sensei, Hinata thought as she followed after Sasuke and Sakura. The 3 fresh genin made it to the roof to find Kakashi casually leaning against the railing. So, take a seat and tell me a little about yourself, your likes, dislikes, hobbies, dreams for the future, the copy ninja said. Why don't you go first, Kakashi-sensei, so we know what to do, Sakura asked. I thought it was a simple question, how could they not know what to do? Kakashi thought. Alright, here goes. I like things and I dislike things as well. As for my dreams for the future, well, I don't feel like telling you, he said. He didn't really tell us anything other than his name, all 3 of the young genin thought. Okay Pinky, you're up, Kakashi said. Alright, my name is Sakura Harano, I like. She looked at Sasuke and blushed but said nothing. I mean, the person I like is. Again she did nothing but blush. As for my dream for the future, again nothing but Sakura blushing redder than ever before. Delusional much, Kakashi thought, struggling not to mock the pink-haired Kunoichi. Okay Pale Eyes, you're next, he said. My name is Hinata Hyuga, I like cinnamon buns and my hobby is pressing flowers. I dislike crabs and shrimp. As for my dream for the future, I want to bring the 2 branches of the Hyuga clan together under one roof as equals, and I need to say thank you to someone who inspired me to prove that I could better myself and that I didn't need to be the weakling loser everyone thought me to be, Hinata said. Why is that last part a dream? I mean, just go tell them, it's not like that is difficult to do, Sakura said. Kakashi narrowed his eyes disapprovingly at this. Sakura had no right to say anything about another person's dream, and even worse when they are supposed to be team members. I can't tell him because he doesn't live in the village anymore. He left the village to train with a tall man with long white spiky hair. Hinata said, angry that Sakura would say that about her dream. Then she realized she had just broken the promise she made to Naruto and Jiraiya never to tell anyone about seeing them. Long white spiky hair and tall? That could only be Jiraiya-sama. He left the village for good after he found out about Naruto's disappearance, and he certainly didn't take anyone from the village with him. Kakashi thought, looking for an answer but deciding to drop the issue. Okay, last of all the brooder, you're up, Kakashi said. I have no real likes, but I don't see that it matters much because I hate lots of things. I have no dream for the future, what I have is more than that, it is a need, a desire. I will rebuild my clan and I need to kill a certain man, Sasuke said darkly. Hinata was a little taken aback by Sasuke's goals but accepted that was just who he was, while Sakura just seemed to swoon over the cool and dark Uchiha. So he wants to kill Itachiha. Well, good luck with that kid. He was considered the biggest genius in the Uchiha clan since Madara. As for the group as a whole, I have a fangirl, a shy princess and a brooder with a dangerous goal. I sorta wish I passed the team last year now, especially with the council on my back to pass this team, Kakashi thought. Now that that's done, I want you all to meet me at training ground 3 tomorrow at 7. Oh, and don't eat breakfast, you will just throw up, Kakashi said, and without further thought disappeared in a swirl of leaves. Land of Hills, 2 ninja wearing white hooded cloaks were entering a small town. This sucks, all we have been doing for the past year is mission after mission. Mercenary life is not as fun as I thought it would be, the shorter ninja complained. Well, Naruto-kun, you could always return to Konoha. I am sure the Hokage would welcome you back with open arms, the taller one said. Yeah, Gigi might, but everyone else might have a different point of view. You know better than anyone. You used to watch me after all, Naruto said. Yes, you might be right. It is mostly my fault we have to keep moving. Despite how secure some of our hidden bases are, we do not want to run into any hunter ninja. I would like to avoid any unnecessary bloodshed, the taller of the pair said. That's fine, Itachi-sensei. I don't blame you. Do you know why Jiraiya-sensei called us here? I thought he was busy working on one of his horrible books, Naruto asked, taking his hood off to reveal the spiky blonde hair that was now shoulder length. No, I do not know why Jiraiya-sama sent the toad to tell us to meet him here, but I am guessing it is important, Itachi said, removing his own hood, showing that he no longer kept his hair in a ponytail and instead let his hair fall naturally, flat, falling about halfway down his neck. If this is just some call to read a couple of chapters of his book and tell him what we think, I will be pissed. We finally get to visit a tourist destination and he sends us a toad, Naruto whined. I'm sure it won't be something that simple, Itaka said. The two village-less ninja walked through the streets of the town looking for the location that Jiraiya said to meet them. It was not surprising that when they found the name of the meeting location, that was a rather questionable tavern where the waitresses seemed to have more fabric on their shoes than the rest of their bodies. This must be the place, Naruto sighed as he went to enter. Unsurprisingly, the bouncer stopped Naruto from entering. Hey Itake, little help? Naruto asked. With pleasure. Naruto-kun, Itake replied, activating his Sharingan-casta genjutsu on the bouncer to allow the pair to enter. Looking around, they saw that this bar was a very dark place, the sort of place that you would go if you didn't want to be seen. You have to hand it to Jiraiya-sama, he may pick some perverted locations, but his choice is in fact genius in that you could have an important conversation and pass on information here without anyone knowing, Itaka said. Yeah, you're right, but let's just find him before the patrons start to flip because I am underage, Naruto said. They found the toad hermit in a back corner being fed by two women with amazingly large breasts. When they arrived, the pair sat down at the same table. Upon seeing Naruto, the two ladies stood up and went straight to the bar looking to complain about them allowing an underage kid to enter the tavern. Damn it Gaki, couldn't you have put on a henge or something? Now you are going to get us all kicked out. Jiraiya whined as he watched the ladies talk to the what appeared to be the owner. Think of it as punishment for taking away my time off, Naruto complained. Damn kid, anyway, as we may not have much time, I will get to the point. As you know, there has been a civil war in the land of water for a few years now, Jiraiya said. Yes, the Mizukage is attempting to take out and annihilate every clan with a bloodline from the country, Itaka said. Exactly. Anyway, I have found the location of the Resistance HQ, but they will not trust any outsiders. That is why if we want to help them in this war, we need to find someone who they know is wanted by the Mizukage and who the Resistance would see as a valuable ally to their cause, Jiraiya informed the pair. So who are we looking for? Some former Kiri ninja with bloodlines are not exactly just going to willingly return to Kiri just so we can join the war and make a name for ourselves as an organization, Naruto said. You're right, Naruto, but someone who has tried to assassinate the current Mizukage once already will. I want you two to track down Zabuza Momoichi, the demon of the hidden mist. I then want you to get him to agree to join us, Jiraiya said. Sounds like a lovely guy and all that, but do you really think he will join with us? I mean, you and Itaka sensei maybe, but nobody knows who I am and I doubt he will agree if it is just Itaka sensei and myself that find him, Naruto said. Don't worry about that. If you promise him you will help him kill Yagura, the current Mizukage, and can get him into the resistance, he will have to bite, Jiraiya said. Does he have any companions? Itaki asked. 3, I believe, the demon brothers B-ranked missing ninja who are little more than overgrown bottom feeders, and a girl named Haku. I do not have any information on her, but I can assume you two can handle them if they try to fight, Jiraiya said. It could take quite a while to locate them, they have been on the run for some time after all. Our best bet would be to find the demon brothers, who are bound to be more lax in security as there will not be many hunter ninja that will bother with them, Itaka said. You say that, but for the last 6 months we have done nothing but stupid escort missions for private investors who are too cheap to pay one of the villages. And capturing lower level missing ninja, I haven't even had to use a more than one jutsu to fight any of them, Naruto said. You complain too much, Naruto-kun. New, let's go before that bouncer breaks free of the genjutsu I cast on him. The owner looks rather close to hitting him, Itaka said, and the pair stood up before disappearing in a swirl of leaves. Land of Waves. It had been months since Kakashi's team had graduated and this was supposed to be their first C-rank mission. However, things did not always turn out like they are supposed to. As things were right now, they were looking at a A-rank mission, and what was worse, the missing ninja they thought they had killed ended up only being in a death-like state. So things were not looking the best for Team 7. I think tomorrow will be the day. Everyone get a good night's sleep and get ready for the fight tomorrow, Kakashi said. Sakura and Hinata looked clearly worried, but Sasuke saw this as his chance to show what he could do, to judge how far he had come, and how close he was to killing his brother. Yes, there were definitely two vastly different emotions running through the 3 genin, but they were all as ready as they would ever be. Kakashi was sure that Hinata and Sasuke could hold their own for at least a good length of time against whoever the masked ninja that saved his opponent the last time they met, but he still was having worrying thoughts about Sakura. She had not seemed to grow out of her fangirl attitude, and what made it worse was Sasuke starting to respect Hinata as a shinobi meant that the Uchiha was showing more attention to the Hyuga than she liked. The next morning Kakashi was not surprised at all to find the bridge empty and a strong mist fill the air. "So Zabuza, back for a second round it seems, and you brought some help it seems," Kakashi said. "Do you think you can fight both me and Haku at the same time?" "You are good Kakashi, I will give you that, but you are not that good," Zabuza said. "I don't think I have to, my genin will be able to hold her off long enough for me to finish you," Kakashi said. The moment the copy ninja finished speaking, Sasuke charged forward. But he didn't get more than 2 feet across the gap before a large wave rose up from the ocean, knocking Sasuke back. "What was that? He didn't even use any hand seals?" Sakura asked. "He didn't do it, the chakra came from behind us," Hinata said with her Byakugan active. Kakashi took comfort at the sight that Zabuza and Haku seemed to be just as confused as the team from Konoha. "Hinata, can you see what we are dealing with?" Kakashi asked. "Yes, it is not very clear because of the mist, but it seems to be clearing. There are 2 ninja but their faces are hidden behind hooded cloaks," Hinata said. "What do you mean the mist is clearing? I haven't ended my jutsu," Zabuza yelled. But sure enough, all around them the mist seemed to be lifting. "Impossible, not even the sword same Hada could do this to my mist," Zabuza thought. "I can see what's happening, it's the smaller of the 2 new arrivals, he seems be absorbing the chakra into his body," Hinata said, showing just how much her confidence had improved by only stuttering once. "Someone that can absorb chakra from a jutsu into their own body, that sounds like one hell of a skill," Zabuza thought begrudgingly. "I'm afraid we will have to put a stop to this little confrontation of yours. Zabuza is too important to risk in a fight against you," Kakashi, a smooth voice called out as the last of the mist vanished, revealing the 2 hooded ninja clear as day. "Who are you? And why do you think Zabuza is so important?" Kakashi asked. "Who we are is not important, what is important is that we need Zabuza to join us," Naruto said calmly, yet still with a sense of commanding in his voice. "Haha, that's a good one, kid. I don't even know who you are, why would I join you? Say, tell you what, why don't you join me? That little skill to absorb a jutsu could be useful," Zabuza said. "I think he thinks he is superior to you," the taller hooded figure of Itaka said. "I knew this would happen. We can get you into the resistance in the land of water and give you another crack at killing the Mizukage," Naruto said. "Pull the other one, only people inside the resistance know where they are hidden, so only a member of the resistance can make that offer," Zabuza said. "You seem to be underestimating our abilities, we know exactly where they are, but we need something that the resistance wants to get in. And that would be you," Zabuza Itaka said. "Interesting offer, let me just kill this bridge builder and then we can talk," Zabuza said. "Why would you want to do that? Your employer is dead, he was planning on betraying you, we killed him and his men to stop that from happening," Naruto said. "How do I know you are telling the truth, and you are not just saying that to save the old man?" Zabuza said. Naruto shrugged and pulled out a scroll, tossing it to Zabuza. When the demon of the bloody mist opened the scroll, the body of Gato appeared. "What the hell happened to him? He doesn't look like he was poisoned, neither is there any sign of physical damage in any way, not even any signs of a genjutsu-induced death," Haku said, shocked. "Ah well, my companion has a rather unique way of dealing with people who are not being cooperative," Itaka said. "Well, looks like we are not enemies anymore, Kakashi, but you two, I don't trust either of you. Show me your faces, or I will not even think about going with you," Zabuza ordered. "Wait a minute, Kakashi-sensei, are you saying that's it? We're just going to let Zabuza and the masked hunter Nin get away?" Sasuke asked loudly. "Yes, Sasuke, he was just doing his job and we were doing our own, it was never anything personal as far as I am concerned. This is over," Kakashi said. "Well, can we do this elsewhere, somewhere less crowded perhaps?" Naruto asked, not wanting shinobi from Konoha to see him, or Itaka for that matter. "No, you take your hoods off and show us your faces or we are not moving," Zabuza ordered. "Very well then," Itaka sighed and began removing his hood. "Damn it, this isn't good." That Jounin is bound to recognize Itaka, Naruto thought, but it was not Kakashi who reacted first. No, that honor was given to the raven-haired genin. Several kunai flew right at Itaka's face. Sasuke was shocked however when the Kunao seemed to stop in mid-air before falling harmlessly to the ground. The only movement any of them saw was Naruto raise high head showing of a pair of metallic purple eyes with a familiar rippling pattern. It's him, I can't believe it. After all these years Naruto-kun Hinata stammered shocking Kakashi. Naruto removed his hood. Well, I expected the Konoha Jounin to be aggressive at the sight of you, but I didn't expect a genin to attack like that, Naruto said. I did, it is my foolish little brother after all. Hello Sasuke, how are you? Itachi asked. I will be doing a lot better once I kill you. Sasuke yelled and charged forward, a kunao drawn in each hand. Is he really serious? Trying to attack us is utter foolishness. Shinra Tensei. Naruto said lazily, extending an arm, sending a wave of compressed gravity towards the charging Uchiha that sent him flying back, and Kakashi had to jump in the way to catch him. What was that, and is that really Naruto? The hair is perfect, but those eyes. And what was that? Jutsu? He just sent Sasuke flying like he was nothing, Kakashi thought. What is your name? Kakashi asked Naruto tentatively, ignoring Itachi for a moment. Me. Didn't Hinata just tell you? At least I assume your young Hyuga is Hinata, as she is the only person from Konoha to have seen me since I acquired the Rinnegan. But if you must hear it from me, my name is Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto said. Naruto, Kakashi said under his breath, and he felt at that moment like he had both won the lottery and had the breath knocked out of him by a kick in the gut. Itachi Uchiha, I must say it is an honor to meet someone like you, and this kid you are traveling with seems to have quite the skill set as well. Maybe I will join you, Zabuza said. Itachi, what have you done to Naruto? Kakashi yelled. I haven't done anything to him, we simply work together, Itachi said. Impossible, those eyes are not Naruto's. Kakashi said. He had the Rinnegan when I met him, I assure you I have not harmed him, nor am I entirely sure that I could if I tried. The Rinnegan is an amazing dojutsu after all, Itachi said. Rinnegan? Impossible, that's nothing but a myth, Kakashi said, but the more he looked at Naruto's eyes, they did look just like the legendary dojutsu. In any event, I am taking him back to Konoha where he belongs, Kakashi said. I am not a Konoha shinobi, so Konoha has no ownership of me, nor do you have any right to forcefully drag me back there. The only thing Konoha could claim is that I hold the Kyuubi, the Baijuyo that is seen as property of Konoha, so if you wish to come after me because of that, feel free, but you will fail in your attempt to capture me, Naruto said. He knows about the Kyuubi, he probably hates Konoha. I feel like I have lost him and failed you all over again, sensei, the copy ninja thought as he stood unmoving, holding Sasuke from attempting another suicidal charge. Now Zabuza, are you coming, or are we going to have to capture you and take you with us? Itachi asked, turning away from the team of Konoha ninja. Yeah, it's not like we have anything better to do, let's go, Haku, Zabuza said, and they moved to join the two white-robed ninja who used to call Konoha home. Farewell, Konoha ninja, give my regards to the Hokage. It has been quite some time since I have seen Jiji after all, Naruto said before turning to leave. Wait, Naruto-kun. I need to tell you something, Hinata yelled, finally finding her voice. Naruto said, turning around while the others kept moving. I need to tell you. Thank you, because you believed in me I was able to better myself, and now my clan doesn't think that I am a loser anymore. Even my father is starting to see that I have potential, and it is all because of you, so thank you. Hinata said. I didn't do anything, Hinata, you did that yourself, but thanks anyway, Naruto said with a smile and turning away. Wait. Will I ever see you again? She asked, her voice trembling but surprisingly no stutter. Who knows, after all I am not a ninja of Konoha and still technically a resident, so I could return one of these days if only for a little while, Naruto said, and raising his hood over his head he gave Hinata a friendly smile before turning to follow Itachi and the new pair from Kiri. So what's this group of yours called? You surely have a name, Zabuza asked once Naruto caught back up to the group. Yeah, we are the Yoanakuchi, Naruto said. Yoanakuchi. Nightfall. I like it, Zabuza said as they walked away from the land of waves. Chapter 6, the Yoanakuchi. So where are we going? Zabuza asked Itachi, as their small group made its way silently through the land of fire. We have a hideout about halfway to Konoha. From there we can get in contact with the other members of our group, Itachi replied. And how many people are in the Yoanakuchi? Haku asked. At the moment 5, not including you two. We operate in pairs, as you can see Naruto-kun is usually my team member. As for who the others are, well the person in control would be Jiraiya-sama. And the other two, well there is Akemi, she is Naruto's age and has a unique Kekkai Genkai, swift release. And her brother Akaru. They both fled from Kumo to avoid them putting the girl into a forced breeding to try and reproduce the bloodline limit. Itachi replied. Jiraiya, you mean Jiraiya of the Sunin? On of the Legendary 3. Haku asked. Yes, he left the direct service of Konoha almost 4 years ago now, although he is still very loyal to the village, Itachi said. Why would someone like Jiraiya leave his village? Zabuza asked. He left because of Naruto here. He discovered him in the land of forests, but he was from Konoha originally, Itachi replied. He doesn't say much, does he? Since we left the land of waves he has barely said a word, Zabuza said, indicating where Naruto was walking, his hood up covering his face. Normally he won't shut up, my guess is something is bothering him, Itachi said. The team from Konoha, they will inform the Hokage and will send a hunter ninja after us. I'm sure of it, Naruto said, finally speaking. We have time. Kakashi won't abandon his mission, Itachi said. Then I would say we have about 3 days before they start the search. Are you sure this is the best hideout to use? Naruto said. Lighten up, kid, what are a bunch of hunter ninja going to do? We will just take care of them when they show themselves, Zabuza said with a wicked grin. I will not kill Konoha shinobi unless I am forced to, Naruto said. We should be fine, there are the best defenses we can make guarding the place. And we only need to stay there until we can get a message to Jiraiya-sama saying we found Zabuza, Itachi said. They walked for a few more miles before they came to a large boulder. Naruto moved up to it as simply brushed it out of the way like it was not even there. Well, it's no palace, but it is a damn sight better than the places we have been hiding, Zabuza said as he looked around. They had entered a large underground complex that seemed to run deep into the earth. Itachi showed them to their rooms. I'm going to go train, Naruto said and left down a separate path. Alright, just try not to destroy anything, Itachi replied. Kid seems to be a little cold on us, Zabuza said. I don't think he approves of your line of work. Naruto-kun is a rather gentle person, so he usually dislikes people who kill for fun. It may take him a while to accept you as members. Doesn't like people who kill for fun, huh? Then what is the point of this group? Zabuza asked. In essence we are mostly mercenaries, but most of what we do helps people. For example, we do not take missions to kill civilian bridge builders, Itachi said. You think you can talk to me like that, and get away with it? I should cleave you where you stand, Zabuza said. You're welcome to try, but I wouldn't recommend it. Your reasons for taking those missions are your own. None of us will truly know the type of person we are until we are about to die. Follow me, your rooms are this way, Itachi said expressionlessly and walked off. Hey, I like that. I guess doing good can't hurt as long as I get to bust Yagura's shell. I could care less, Zabuza said. Haku on the other hand was thrilled to hear of the type of work they would be doing, but she also wanted to talk to Naruto and let him know that she also did not like killing when she could avoid it. They walked down several flights of stairs and made it to a large chamber with several doors on each side. Pick a room. The first 2 in the right are taken by our other 2 members. Inside you will find everything you need, Itachi said. So where do you and the kid stay? Zabuza asked. Naruto-kun, Jiraiya-sama, and I each have our own levels. If you are opposed to us having more room or dislike your room, take it up with Naruto-kun. He built this place after all, Itachi said and turned to leave, giving no further explanation. Well, Haku, what do you think? If they can get me another crack at Yagura and into the resistance, they have my support, Zabuza said. I think we should see what this is like first, then decide if we want to stay or not, Haku suggested. Yeah, why not? Come on, let's pick a couple of rooms, Zabuza said. Meanwhile, Naruto was sitting in his training area in deep meditation when Itachi arrived. You know, if you act this way every time a missing ninja joins us, you won't end up liking many of the members, Itachi said. Naruto slowly opened his eyes and stood up. It is not that I dislike them, it's that their attitude is wrong. We are supposed to be striving for peace and someone like Zabuza wants nothing but to destroy, Naruto said. Perhaps that is all he knows. He was made into the demon of the bloody mist, but you saw the way he looked at the girl. It was the way a father looks at his own child. There is hope for him and you know it, Itachi said. Maybe, but I would like some proof before I show them any trust, Naruto said. Very well, how is your training coming along? Itachi asked. Not very well, I can picture what I want but it is taking far too long to create, Naruto said. I do not think yin/yang chakra manipulation will be an easy thing to master, after all you are trying to create something out of nothing and breath life into it. Perhaps you should continue by trying one at a time, try to create something that doesn't live. You might be attempting the impossible to do both, Itachi said. Yeah, maybe you're right. I think I have had enough for now, besides I need to go contact Jiraiya-sensei, Naruto said. Yes, that would be a good idea. By the way, do you know when Akemi and Akara will be returning? Itachi asked. Couple of days probably, it depends what mission they have taken. Although I don't see that it matters, won't we be off to the land of water soon enough to make contact with the resistance? Naruto asked. Maybe, that all depends on Jiraiya-sama. I do not think he will send all four of us to meet with the resistance in the land of water. A large group of powerful shinobi will be noticed. My guess is he will just send Zabuza and either myself or you and the girl Haku, Itachi said. So he is going to split up our team when we have never failed a mission no matter how difficult? That's insane. Naruto said. I do not believe it will be a permanent thing, just until we earn the trust of the leaders in the resistance movement, Itachi said. Oh well, guess I will just have to accept it if that's the way it turns out, Naruto said. Who knows, you might find it refreshing to be teamed with someone other than me. My emotionless style can be a bit of a come down from your usual energetic self. When you are on a mission with Jiraiya-sama, I have seen that you are far more in control of your emotions but less like yourself while we are teamed together, Itachi said. Oh well, I guess I have just given up trying to get you to lighten up, that's all, Naruto replied happily. Well, I am shocked, I didn't think you knew how to give up, Itachi said, allowing for a rare smile to cross his face. Konoha, 1 week later, Team 7 made their way to the mission hall for their debriefing with the Hokage. Kakashi had made the team move as quickly as they could once the mission was complete so they could get back to Konoha as soon as possible. Team 7 reporting back from the completion of a successful C-A ranked mission, Kakashi said. A ranked? What do you mean A ranked? Iruka yelled in shock. The mission became A ranked due to arrival of several missing ninja. In fact, it could almost be considered S-ranked after the appearance of missing ninja Itachi Uchiha, Kakashi said. What? You had a run-in with Itachi, the Hokage asked. Yes, Hokage-sama. What's more, he was not alone, he had a partner with him, Kakashi said. Who would Itachi Uchiha? Someone who killed his own clan in a quest for his own power possibly have as a partner. I mean, who would be brave and stupid enough to take that risk, Iruka said. Naruto Uzumaki, Kakashi said. What? I know that name. You mean the Kyuubi child? Iruka asked. That's enough, Iruka. Hiruzen ordered. Sorry, Hokage-sama, the academy teacher apologized. So Naruto was with him. This is most disturbing news, however, as Naruto-kun is not a ninja of this village, we cannot label him as a missing ninja, nor has he broken any laws to justify placing him in the bingo book, Hiruzen said. The old Hokage may have looked troubled on the outside, but inside he couldn't have been happier. The boy he once saw as a grandson was safe, and the most loyal ninja he knew was looking after him. He also knew this meant that Jiraiya would have been around someplace as well. That's not all, Hokage-sama, Naruto does not look the same, he may still have the spiky golden hair and the whisker marks, but his eyes have changed. They are no longer blue, Kakashi informed the Hokage. What do you mean, Kakashi-kun? Eyes do not simply change color, well, unless it is some sort of Kekkai Genkai, like the Sharingan. Of course, Hiruzen said. That's the thing, Itachi said. Naruto possesses the Rinnegan. Naruto's eyes were completely purple, the iris and sclera were the same color, and it had this ripple pattern of concentric circles that expanded out from a tiny dot-like pupil, Kakashi said. The pipe that the Hokage had been smoking fell from his mouth and hit the desk. That must be the real reason Jiraiya-kun never brought Naruto back to the village. There are people who would try and take Naruto's power for themselves no matter the cost. So Jiraiya did what he needed to. He wanted to make sure that Naruto would be safe. What can you tell me about Naruto's abilities? Hiruzen asked. I could not say. Sasuke attempted to attack Itachi twice. The first time he threw several kunai and Naruto was able to stop them in midair without moving an inch. then when Sasuke charged Naruto sent him flying before he even got close to attack range with a wave of his arm. Kakashi said. I see, anything else? Hiruzen questioned. Just one thing, when they first arrived we were about to start battle with Zabuza Momoichi, we were stopped by Naruto and Itachi. From what Hinata said she saw with her Byakugan, Naruto seemed to absorb Zabuza's hidden mist jutsu. Kakashi said. I see, he sounds like a talented young shinobi then, as expected from someone with the eyes of the sage, Hiruzen said. We should send a team after them. Naruto belongs in this village, it's his home, Kakashi said. Is it? Naruto was 8 when he left the village, now he would be 13. 5 years, he has been gone 5 years. His old apartment still stands maybe, but I do question how much of a home this place ever was to him. Hated and rejected his whole life, and I am sure wherever he found himself after he left here people didn't naturally shun him. In these last 5 years Naruto-kun has had a chance to live a life he never would have had if he stayed in Konoha, a happy one, the Hokage said. But Hiruzen-sama, surely you want him to return? Kakashi asked almost pleadingly. Certainly I do, but I want him to return on his own, not because we force him, the old Sarutobi said. Very well, I will not make any attempts to locate and return Naruto to the village, Kakashi said. Thank you, Kakashi-kun. Now I would like everyone in this room to swear that they will never say a word about Naruto or the Rinnegan to anyone once they leave this room, Hiruzen said. I don't see what's so great about those eyes. I bet the Sharingan is a far superior dojutsu, Sasuke said. Yes, Sasuke-kun is right. Did you see those eyes that kid had? They were creepy looking. Even the Hyuga's pupil-less eyes look better, Sakura thought, which was greeted approvingly by her inner self. You may be right, Sasuke-kun. The Rinnegan is surrounded by uncertainty. We only have myths and legends to go on, so we do not know what powers the Rinnegan truly possesses. So the Sharingan may well be the superior dojutsu, Hiruzen said, although he did not fully believe it himself. Yes, but there has to be something extraordinary about the child if Itachi Uchiha has taken an interest in the boy, Iruka said. There has always been something extraordinary about Naruto-kun, and it is not what you may think. I would challenge any person to truly get to know Naruto and not like him. He has this glow about him. Whenever he was around it was like seeing the will of fire incarnate, Hiruzen said. Will that be all, Hokage-sama? Kakashi asked. Yes, you are dismissed, the Hokage replied. Yoanakuchi hideout. It had been a week since Zabuza and Haku had arrived, and it was fair to say the pair had found their stay comfortable. Lots of the luxuries that were often kept from missing ninja, like proper showers and news of the outside world, were easy to come by in the Yoanakuchi hideout. They even had their own televisions and training facilities. In fact, the only thing that had Haku annoyed was the fact that she had as of yet failed to talk to Naruto and thank him for the opportunity to join the Yoanakuchi and tell him that she admired him for not wanting to kill his opponents and only taking missions that help people. In fact, Naruto had been strangely absent. They had seen Itachi come and go from small scouting errands, but Naruto had not been seen at all. When questioning Itachi about this, he just told her not to worry about him and that he could handle himself. It wasn't until a week later that she saw Naruto again. She had gone outside to enjoy the sunshine and pick herbs when she saw Naruto casually walking towards the entrance of the base. This is my chance. I need to talk to him while I have a chance, Haku thought as she put down her basket. Hello, Naruto, she said and waved to get his attention. Naruto stopped and turned to see what the girl wanted. Hi, Naruto said. Where have you been? We haven't seen you around for almost 2 weeks now, Haku said. Oh, I've been looking for Jiraiya-sensei, but he is a pain in the ass to find, Naruto said in a friendly manner. Oh, any luck? Haku asked. Not really, but I did manage to find one of his summoned toads, so he must be spying on someone and can't show himself. But at least I managed to get him the message. He should return here or at least to one of the other hideouts and get in touch with us via the radio link we have set up between the bases in a few days, Naruto said. Oh, that's good, I suppose. I was wondering if I could ask you a question. Haku said. Well, technically you just did, but if you want to ask another one I see no problem with that, Naruto said. Well, I was just wondering why you fight, if you don't like killing. Haku said. Well, I guess I fight to protect others, and make life easier for people in need, Naruto answered. I see, do you have anyone precious to you? Haku asked. Are you asking me if I have a girlfriend? Naruto asked. No, I was asking if there were any people in your life that you think of as precious, people that you would die to protect, Haku explained. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I guess I do. There's Jiraiya-sensei and Itachi-sensei. And I used to be really close to the Hokage, so I would even add him to the list, Naruto replied. I see, that's good. I always think true strength comes from the need to protect something. It allows you to dig deeper than you thought you ever could and become stronger. Zabuza-sama is my precious person. He found me when I was young, starving to death, and looked after me. In exchange I became his tool. I am his weapon because that is my purpose in life, Haku said. That's a completely bullshit. You may think Zabuza thinks of you only as a tool, but I can tell that he thinks of you as much more than that. He sees you as a daughter, Naruto said. How would you know? You have barely even spoken to Zabuza-sama, and even then you did not seem to approve of him much, Haku said. His eyes give him away, the way he looks at you and positions himself while we were walking to shield you in case we turned on you. It is a skill Itachi-sensei taught me. You can read a lot about your opponent by simply watching their actions around people. His bloodthirsty attitude is a front that he puts up. He is hiding from himself and doesn't even realize that, Naruto said. You know, you speak like you are much older than you look, Haku said. Yeah, I get that a lot, Naruto laughed, scratching the back of his head in slight embarrassment. I want to thank you for letting us join you and Itachi. For the first time since I was a young girl, I feel like I have a place that accepts me, a place that I can call home. I have never had that with Zabuza-sama, as we were always on the run from Kiri's Hunter Ninja or taking missions for questionable characters trying to fund Zabuza-sama's next coup attempt, Haku said. No worries, but you shouldn't thank me, you should thank Jiraiya Sensei. He was the one who ordered us to recruit you, Naruto said. Just out of curiosity, what would have happened if we refused? Haku asked. Well, to you, nothing. But we would have just captured Zabuza and delivered him to the resistance as a gift to gain their trust, Naruto said. You really think you could capture Zabuza-sama that easily? Haku asked skeptically. It wouldn't be too difficult. I imagine we would have had a harder time deciding which of us got to fight, Naruto said casually. You're kidding, right? Zabuza-sama was one of the 7 swordsmen of the mist. They were elite ninja from Kiri, Haku said. True, but Itachi and I are not exactly your run-of-the-mill shinobi. When you fight Itachi, it is basically over the moment you make eye contact with him, and I could probably defeat him with my gravity jutsu without even moving, Naruto said. Gravity jutsu? Can you show me some? Haku asked. I guess so. I will just keep it small though. Chibaku Tensei, Naruto said. He created a small black orb in his palm and sent it away from his body. Haku watched wide-eyed as the earth lifted to create a small ball of earth compressed into a small ball about the size of Haku's fist. Naruto dropped the jutsu before it got too big and let the orb fall to the ground. Bansho Tenin, Naruto said, extending an arm toward the orb, and it shot forward into the palm of Naruto's hand. Wow, that's amazing, Haku said as she stared at the compressed ball of earth. Well, it's nothing to the damage that jutsu can really do. Although to tell the truth, I have never really tried it out, Naruto admitted. It's still amazing. I mean, I have never seen a gravity jutsu before, Haku admitted. Yeah, I guess it pretty cool. Someone is approaching. Wait, more than one. I think it's 2 people, Naruto said, turning to the east. Are they a threat? Haku asked tentatively. No, I know who it is, Naruto said, relaxing as 2 ninja in white cloaks appeared. The younger of the 2 was a kunoichi, around the same age as Naruto, although she was slightly taller. She had long black hair, with bright yellow highlights that ran down to her waist, and yellow eyes with black pupils. The other taller member of the pair was slightly older than Itachi and had light brown curly hair, and the same eyes as the girl who Haku realized must have been his sister. You guys have been gone for a while. What happened? You get into some trouble with your last mission? Naruto asked. You could say that. We went to clear out a bunch of bandits but found that most of them were missing ninja from IWA, the boy said. Yeah, that would be about right. Man, you guys always get all the luck. Every time Itachi-sensei and I get a bandit mission, it is always only 2 or 3 bad guy wannabes. We never get groups of ninja, Naruto said. Yeah, well, we will swap any day. A bunch of Jounin and Chunin level ninja may be child's play for you and Itachi. But we are not you. That mission was tough. And by the way, who's the new girl? The dark-haired kunoichi asked. Oh yeah, Akimi, Akara, this is Haku. She came here with Zabuza Momoichi, Naruto said. Oh yeah, Jiraiya-sama said you had found him. He will be back in 2 days to give us our next assignments, Akaru said. It's about time, we have been waiting 2 weeks, Naruto said. What do you care? Last time I saw you, you were whining about never having any time off, Akemi replied. Maybe I just like to complain, Naruto joked. That's not a maybe, I have never met anyone who likes to complain more than you do, Akemi laughed. Come on inside so you can meet Zabuza.